You are live.
Third time and final time. Lucky. Good evening. Welcome to Tuesday Live, 8:30, 8:31 p.m. from Bournemouth. My living room, sort of. Oh my word. Apologies for that, guys. First of all, if you've just tuned in, if you're new to the channel, my name's Colin. I live here in Bournemouth, going live every Tuesday. We normally do 7:30. But I'll explain in a minute if you've just tuned in for the first time tonight. We're doing 8:30. So if you're new, don't forget, thumbs up, subscribe, it's free, hit the bell for notifications and share. For those of you who are watching 20-30 minutes ago, I was out and about doing a live in Bournemouth by the beach. Sorry guys, I do apologise. Rubbish signal we have in Bournemouth. I think that's the third live on the run I've attempted down by the seafront now, and there's just no signal, is there? So what I did was I finished the live. I gave up because it was just not happening, and I thought I got in the car and I went round. I thought I'll go for a pint. I'll go live in the pub. I thought that'll keep you all happy. That'll be nice, right? So I went round the pub. I went to the Irish bar I was working in last night at O'Neill's up by the Lansdowne. Thought I'll go and sit in a beer garden. They've got a massive screen. They're all out there watching the women's football and it's dead noisy. So I thought, well, that ain't going to happen. I'll go down the street to the Slug and Lettuce and do the live from there. So I drove down the street, pulled up, and there's about 4 or 5 blokes having one massive punch up outside. I thought, well, that ain't going to happen. I know when I'm beaten. An outside live tonight isn't meant to happen. So I thought, do you know what? I'll come home and set up here. Stick with what you know. Right, hi again everyone. Hi Pam. Third time lucky. So there you go. That's the story. I've given up trying to do it outside because people are either fighting, people are either noisy, or I'm not getting a signal. So we'll sit here and I'll drink orange juice. Thank you for being patient, everybody. Stephen Fegan. Hi Stephen. Hi Craig. Hi Maria. Hi yet again. Yeah, third time and final time lucky. It went. Yeah, it certainly did go tits up. I don't know what it is. Bournemouth. I've got loads of people, loads of mates who are on different phone things. You know, I've got a couple of people who are on Virgin. There's a mate of mine who's on Vodafone, which I believe is now Three. A couple of people on all sorts of weird and wonderful phone networks, and none of us get a good signal in the centre of Bournemouth ever. It's just absolute garbage. And I'm about a 5-minute walk outside the town centre, and even here sometimes we don't even get flipping Wi-Fi. Crazy. So I do apologise everyone, but we're here now. That's the main thing. Hi again, Cole. Sound good picture as before. Not too bad, but not perfect. Can read a notice board. Yeah, honestly, there's not a lot I can really do. I live in a little bit of a dip. There's one thing. If I go on the house Wi-Fi, it cuts in and out when I'm doing a live. Even though we've got a perfect speed, Saf can play on her Xbox. She can do all the gaming. I can pick up internet TV, absolutely fine. It's just whenever I'm doing a YouTube live, it doesn't work on the house Wi-Fi, and so I have to go for the mobile signal. And as you've all seen, a mobile signal, you know what I mean? Not to worry. Italy scored, great. Get a Wi-Fi box like Tim has. Nah, I'm not going to bother doing that, Craig. I'm not as fanatical about going live as Tim. And to be honest, if there's not a phone signal, I would imagine there's probably not a good Wi-Fi signal. I know a chap. I did a TikTok thing a couple of weeks back. You guys wouldn't have seen it. There's a guy who does TikToks in Bournemouth. He reminds me a little bit of Tim. He's very sort of techie and gadgety orientated. And I went on one of his TikTok walks with him down a beach week before. And he was saying he goes out and does his TikTok lives in the mornings, like Tim does. It reminds me so much of Tim. He does it between sort of 8 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. Sort of 11:30. He'll do an hour or an hour and a half in those sort of time. And he says in the mornings it's absolutely fine. when he does his TikTok lives. In the past, when he's tried it any later than that, afternoons, evenings, he doesn't get any joy with a signal. So all is are in the mornings. And I was looking on TikTok the other day, funnily enough, and there's loads of people doing them around the Bournemouth area in the mornings. There's about 5 or 6 TikTokers that go live at various points up and down the seafront. And it's always in the mornings. You never get them doing an evening. So it must be a thing. Must be a thing. We live and we learn. Diane Perrotta, hi Diane, how are you? Thanks for tuning in. Call deserves support. Thank you, Anne. I don't deserve support. Cutting in and out. Robbo, how are you? Just setting off to Scotland for 2 days working. Don't work too hard, mate. Tenerife for 2 weeks in November. Can't wait. Nice. I'm probably going to miss you again there, Paul, to be honest with you. Saf and I were planning to go sometime in December, around about my 24th birthday. And possibly October. So we're going to be either side here, mate. I'm sorry. One of these days. Deanne's home. Hope you got home. Yeah, it looks like you got home safe, Deanne. Hope you had a good trip. The Red Arrow Memorial we can't show us twice. Was that the one that was moved from Eastcliff after a landslide? No, it's in its original position, Catherine. That's where they originally placed it. There was a landslide right by there. If I'd have had better signal, I'd have shown you. Where I was reading the notice board with the pictures on, sort of behind me and to the right, sort of that way along the beach, along the seafronts, there used to be one of the lifts, one of the cliff lifts, like the up and down trains, the little things that go up and down a cliff. And there was I'm going back a few years ago now, 2, 3, maybe more years ago, I don't know. There was a landslide and they had to actually close the cliff lift because the landslip sort of fell on top of the lift station down below, damaged a few beach huts as well, I think, if I remember right. But no, where that memorial I was showing you, it's for Flight Lieutenant John Eggin. I don't know how much you saw in the video, in the live then. It was I think it said 2010 on the memorial. If you Google it, John Eggin, Jon, and then Egging. Yeah, he was flying. They were doing a display in the Air Festival. I think it was August 2010, and they did the display over the beach, and then they flew back to Bournemouth Airport. And on his way back to Bournemouth Airport, I think it was the plane developed a fault or whatever, and it crashed into some fields. He sort of steered it away from the shopping centre, steered it away from the housing estates, and he ejected, but he sadly passed. So that memorial was put up in his memory, and it's in its original position as far as I'm aware. I don't think it's ever been moved. And they look after it. They have little services there now and again, and there's a couple of other bits and bobs there. So yeah. I've actually got it on a recorded vlog, but way back on the channel. So maybe I'll go over there when it's a nice sunny day. I'll go over there and do a little recorded vlog, especially about it, and you can have a look. So yeah. Yeah, apologies for that flipping thing. You back live, why at home? Because I wasn't getting a signal, Jay, basically. And I thought I'll go to pub. I say one pub was full of people watching the women's football, cheering and shouting, and there was a bit of music, which is where to be honest with you, what I was going to do was, when I said I was going to do a circuit on the walk, I was going to take you down the beach. Looking at it now, it'd have been a bit boring because it's totally quiet down there. There's nothing going on down by the pier. And I was going to come back up through the gardens, and there's an Irish bar where I was working last night called O'Neill's, and I was going to stop there for a quick before I got back home, before I got in the car to come back home, and I was going to take it in there. But my bad planning, I went there then just after that second live ended, and it was, full of people watching football. And then I thought, right, I'll go down to Slug and Lettuce, and there was people fighting outside. So, so that wouldn't have gone very well in a live, would it? So I'll come home, Jay. Yeah, I came home. Bournemouth Air Festival is expected to return in 2026. They're hoping it will, but it's on if you pardon the pun, it's on a wing and a prayer. It's only going to return if they receive enough private funding for it, because Bournemouth Council is absolutely skint, we were saying last night, and they haven't got the money for an air festival. So unless there's enough corporate funding, private funding, they're not going to return. It's not going to return. Oh, hang on. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. I'll be back. Two minutes. Right, I'm back, people. Oh. Apologies. This live isn't meant to happen tonight, is it? I had to shift my car for a neighbour. I do apologise. And then he was telling me all the cars were in the way the other night. Apologies, guys. Right, hope you all had a nice chat amongst yourselves. Right. Where were we? Bournemouth Air Festival 2026. Yeah, so if they get enough corporate funding, Jay, it will return, but it's not looking likely because, in all honesty, the only businesses that benefit really from the air festival are the hotels, and they don't benefit enough to fork up at the cost of the staging the air festival. So the general consensus is it's not going to return. As a resident, I hope it doesn't. Yeah, you're all talking to Deanne. Yeah, chat away. Sorry about that, guys. I've arrived. Brian is here. Cole, can you do the board, please? I thought you'd never asked, Jay. Thank God you're back. This is a live that wasn't meant to happen tonight, was it? Flipping cool. It ain't one thing, it's another. No, what is? There's some car park spaces out the back, and I put my car in one of them, knowing it wasn't my space. And I said to the neighbour, "Give me a shout when you need it." And as luck would have it, just as we were chatting about the air festival, he's waving through my window at me. So I was keeping his space warm for him. It's all sorted. Who's in? Freon's in. Hi, Freon. Cool. That's a bit of a YouTube name, isn't it, mate? What you got? Freon shout out one Stagecoach Enviro 100 EV spotter. Hey, call from Freon. We'll call you Freon. How are you, mate? Watching the England match in my bedroom and having some nachos. Oh, nice one, mate. Enjoy. Hey, Coles, did you hear about... thanks for tuning in, Freon. Good to see you, mate. I missed your... Did you do a live the other night, mate? I was working, mate. If you put a message on and have missed it, people, whack it back on. I'll go through them. Eugene McGeever, how are you, mate? Hi, Coles. Did you hear the news about Ozzy Osbourne? I did. I mentioned it in the live that wasn't very good before. Yeah, sad news about Ozzy Osbourne. he did his sort of farewell gig, didn't he, in Birmingham a couple of weeks back. And I was reading an article. His daughter, oh God, what's his daughter's name? Kelly Osbourne. She was saying it was like his farewell. He knew it was going to be his farewell. That was so sad. And just before I went out to do the outside live earlier, it flashed up on my phone on the news flash. So yeah, very sad. 70, 78, around there, 77, something like that, I believe. And he'd not been well for a long time. I think he had, is it Parkinson's he had or something like that. But yeah, I was speaking to, I think it was Eric or somebody. I was speaking to somebody about all these guys who were losing the other night. Brian Wilson out of the Beach Boys, he passed a few weeks back. There's no one to replace him, is there? Who now? Tell me in the chat. Who do you think is releasing songs now, right? Who will still be releasing songs and getting listened to and be relevant in 40, 50 years time, or even 20 years time? I don't think there's anybody at the minute who will be, still sort of famous and recording and singing and making a living out of it in 40, 50 years time. We've got loads at the minute who are doing it, but I don't think there's going to be any now. There's no one, it's changed, like music industry's changed. I'm one of those neighbours. No, this was arranged, Catherine. I didn't just put my car there without telling him. I wouldn't want to upset him. Rockin' Chips, hey up, how are we? You're right, Nick. Quick in and out, well done on the beach rubbish thing. Can't believe the challenges you had on that, but they probably don't live here. Absolutely. The memorial was moved after the slide. Oh, there you go. Catherine, apologies. That's my mate Nick in the chat. He was in the vlog a couple of months back on his birthday. Go and have a look at that. He's playing guitar on his birthday. Nick, thank you for that. The memorial was moved after the slide. I stand corrected. I didn't know that. Never knew that. I always thought it was in its original spot. Hope you're well, Nick. Catch up with you, mate, soon. Yeah? Catch up with you. I did. I also watched JBM stream today. I had a nice time with him, and he's here too. Yeah, JBM's not a bad lad. What happened to the Bournemouth Circus? Bournemouth Circus? Don't know. Bournemouth Circus. We have loads of travelling circuses that visit Bournemouth, but don't know which one you mean, mate. Coles Place, half-time, Italy 1, England 0. Well, it's women's football. It don't really matter. The oldies were always the best. That's it. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, go back, 60s, 70s, who's still alive from that era, who's still gigging today? I mean, I saw 2 or 3 on Sunday. Beach Boys, all right, there's only a couple of them left. Lulu's still going. Elton John, just about still going. Tom Jones is still out there on tour. There's loads of them, isn't there, if you think about it. But, they were recording and selling a lot of records in the 1960s, which is, for all said and purposes, 50 years ago. Now, if you look at today's artists, Ed Sheeran, Saf's favourite, Billie Eilish, who else is there? I can't think. If you look at them, ask yourself honestly, will they still be around in 50 years' time, selling out arenas and selling albums and this, that and the other? Will they still be doing it? Will they? I don't think so. We're slowly losing all these people who aren't going to be replaced. Sad. Steps in S Club 7. I think S Club 7 are down to S Club 3 now, aren't they? And Steps do the odd comeback tour, don't they? And take that. I suppose Take That will still be around in 20, 30 years' time, creeping around. I mean, they're in the 50 now, aren't they? Take That. They're around about 50 years old. Robbie still does well on his own. So, yeah, maybe they'll be around in another 20, 30 years' time, still doing the thing. But I don't know about Steps or S Club 7, Vinny, flipping heck. Hope everyone who's struggling physically or emotionally can see a bit of light. Personally, I'm always in some sort of dilemma, but one day at a time and brighter tomorrow. Yeah, that's a big thought, Shirley. Everyone struggles, don't they, at some point? Uh, Everyone struggles. Chatting to So What Happens Next Bryony last night about this very subject. Well, we weren't chatting. We dropped a message to me and dropped one back. Um, I'm a big believer in tomorrow's a new day. Right, tomorrow's a new day. You have the chance to wipe the slate clean, don't you? No matter what happened the previous day, tomorrow's a new day. Whether you know, you know, so yeah, you have to keep with that thought. One day at a time and brighter tomorrow. Exactly, we agree. Yeah. Evie Blues in. Hi Evie. Free on JBM. Do me a favour next time you live, post my name in community tab so I can remind myself. Is anyone watching the Sky Sports darts from the Winter Gardens in Blackpool? I think they're all watching the footy, Eugene. Carl Rushton, hi Carl. Hi Yvonne, how you doing? Yvonne, I did see you pop up in the live. The signal went doolally, didn't it? So I did see. I hope you well. Hope you well, Carl. Saw Jimi Hendrix at the Collins. Saw Jimi Hendrix at the Isle of Wight Festival in 1970, 2 weeks before he died. Wow. Yeah, I've seen the posters and videos on that. That was a gig, wasn't it, that Colin? Oh, lucky you. Lucky you, Jimi Hendrix. There's another one. You're never going to replace him, are we? I tell you, I tell you, I'm grateful to have seen when they were, I wouldn't say in the prime, but before they sort of went in decline, if you know what I mean, or he went in decline. Back in '93 and back in 2017, it was, I think, or 2018, just before COVID. Two occasions I've seen him. Frankie Valli of the Four Seasons, Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. I saw him in '93. In Marie Alti's country, Southport. I saw him in Southport. Absolutely fantastic, phenomenal gig. And then I saw him again a few years back here in Bournemouth in 2020, I think it's 2018. And I mean, he was hitting sort of 80 then. He did 2 hours non-stop. You look at videos of him now, he's sort of mid to late 80s. He's faltering a bit. Is he miming? Some people say he's miming, some he isn't. So I'm glad I saw him in his prime. He was great. And like the other night, Beach Boys, Mike Love and all that, absolutely fantastic. All of our struggles, light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, every day is a new day, is what we say. Cole, I might do a live to see if you join for fun. If you're home, do pop along and I'll make you a mod and we can talk about all things English country. Yeah. I will do free on. I'm going to finish this live shortly because I don't want to hog the airwaves. I'll be nipping out for about an hour or so. I'll be back at about 10:30. So yeah, I will do. If you're still live around then, mate, I will do. If not, drop me a message of when you're next live and I'll come in, mate. No problem. I'll share it for you. Pink Floyd at Nebworth. Oh my word, yeah. Never been Nebworth. That looks great as well. Yeah. Who would I have loved to have seen? I'd love to have seen Tina Turner live. Tina Turner. I would love to have seen Tina Turner live because I think show-wise, I wasn't into her music particularly, but I think show-wise she's phenomenal. Sounds mad, but I'd like to see Tom Jones live before he pops it. There's one band I've never seen live, I'd love to see live. Madness. I'd love to see Madness live. Who else is there? Stevie Wonder. I'd love to see Stevie Wonder live. There's loads. Oh God. And what happens when they all go? Who's going to replace them? Ed flipping Sheeran? I don't think so. 31 in. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to thumbs up. We won't stay on too long because I bored you silly last night and I've already had 3 attempts at going live tonight. When I've been home today, I've done a little bit of editing. The Beach Boys video with David Essex and Lulu, the festival with Tony and Josie, that'll be going up hopefully tomorrow. I'll be getting it up tomorrow. I've got one Saf made in London last week. That'll be going up on Thursday, Friday. And I've got another little local one that I've made, a Bournemouth one. That'll be going up at the weekend. Next week, I'll tell you what's happening next week. I think I forgot to mention it in full last night. Saf's going away next week. She's going away with one of her friends. She's going to Venice on Tuesday next week, Tuesday morning. And she's not back till about Friday or Saturday. I think she's going away for 4 or 5 days. So I'll have some peace. But while she's away, obviously, I'll be twiddling my thumbs. I'm debating. I've got an initial plan to go away myself if I can get arranged the time off and cover. In which case I'll just go live Tuesday night from where I end up, maybe. If not, I'll be staying here in Bournemouth, but I'll be doing sort of going to various places during the daytimes, because obviously I won't have stuff to worry about. I can sort of come and go as I please. So that'll be next week. A few people have said when am I going away again? Realistically, it's going to be end of September when I fly anywhere now, because I'm just chock-a-block with work. Next week's touch and go, whether I can get away or not. But realistically now, the kids breaking up and all that, my venues are busy. It's going to be an end of September. I've been asked to go to Portugal end of September with some mates for a few days, so that might be on. Then Saf and I are looking at Tenerife, possibly October and December. If not, definitely December, but I'll keep everyone posted. I'm looking to do a Tenerife trip myself, just by myself for a couple of days, but that won't be videoed or vlogged. I won't be sort of doing anything. That's just a little sort of little like working break for me. So you won't be seeing me there on that one, unfortunately. But yes, that's it. That's the plans. I'll do the board. Should we do the board? I'll tell you what, I'll read your comments first. Pink Floyd, Nebworth. Oh, do what you like, Col. Hog all you like. Thank you, Craig. Permission granted. Yeah, but you get bored of me, don't you? You saw me last night. JBM Travels, have you been to Verwood Carnival? I've never been to Verwood Carnival. I've been to Verwood, not a lot there, but I didn't even know they had a carnival. The Premier League season soon, starting next month. It certainly is, Eugene. Looking forward to that. Up the mighty Reds, Liverpool. Will be tomorrow afternoon, Freon. All right, mate, I'll look out for it. Tomorrow afternoon, where are we? Wednesday. Should be out. I should be rounding about, mate. I'll look out for it, mate, yeah. I've hit the little bell thing on your channel, so hopefully it'll pop a thing up. Louise Parks, Whitney Houston. Yeah, that was another one. Whitney Houston. And Saf said the other night, Amy Winehouse. That'd have been a good gig. But she went downhill quite rapidly, didn't she? The Weatherspoons where you did a live in Poole is now a family pub called Hall and Woodhouse. Yeah, the people who own it, the pub management company of Hall and Woodhouse, mate. The pub's still called the Key, but it closed down as a Weatherspoons and they've reopened it now. Hall and Woodhouse is like a sort of Dorset-based pub ownership company. I don't know how many pubs they've got, and they've opened it up as like a upmarket sort of type of place now, and they've got a big games room in there with pool tables and football tables and all that sort of stuff. But a lot of local people are saying it's quite expensive, but I think they're comparing it to the prices Weatherspoons were charging. But yeah, it seems quite popular. I would love to see Freddie from Queen. Yeah, Freddie Mercury. Yeah, good shout, Craig. Yeah, and Elvis. Just a reminder, Living the Dream are on live at 9. There you go, and go and watch them. All things Keith. Hi, Keith. It's not unusual to want to see Tom. Hey! I saw Madness when I was a teenager. Oh, mate. Madness, yeah. Look, they come to Bournemouth every year in December, but I'm always away or I'm always working. I've always missed them. And they've done a couple of festivals that I've sort of been to as well, and I've always missed them. Yeah. They're in Portsmouth in August. Saf and I are going to a festival in August. We've been last year or two, called Victorious, and we're going on the Sunday night this year, and the headline act is Kings of Leon. Now I think they're fantastic, Kings of Leon, but I think it's the Friday or Saturday at Victorious. Madness are on, but we're going to miss them because Friday we're at Reading Festival, and then the Saturday, well, we haven't got anything planned for the Saturday yet, actually. But I can't do the same festival 2 nights running. Told us this about 10 times. Apologies. Do not get Eric to fill in for you. Nah, Eric's busy. Tenerife Tez was in Blackpool last week. Oh, they went to that meetup. There was a meetup, wasn't there? There's a meetup in Blackpool, wasn't it? Did Johnny Vlogger organise? I saw Johnny Vlogger do a live or a video from there up and down the promenade. I don't know else who went. I wasn't following it. Look, not my thing. It was in Blackpool. Two, there was other YouTube people there talking about YouTube. But I hope they all had a good time. Anne says, would love to have seen Tom Jones live. Yeah. Would love to see Tom Jones live. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Tom Jones, yeah. Oh, here's another one for you. I tell you, but there's no chance now. Neil Diamond. Great to see Neil Diamond live. Still in the hotel reviews. Trying to sort out a visit to Goodwood Festival of Speed next year. Oh, right, okay, fair play. That's not far from here, that Collins, over Sussex way, isn't it? Towards Brighton. Not far away, been past there. Very picturesque down there. Saw Tom a few years ago in his hometown in Wales. Oh, nice. Love Tom Jones, yeah. Thanks for your lives, Cole. Love to Saf. Good evening to all. Off to see Living a Dream now live on YouTube. Yeah, if you're going to go over to see Living a Dream, feel free, people. I'm not staying on much longer, honestly. So don't worry. If you want to go and see Dave and Julie, if they've planned a live. Evening, Tim. Just finished dinner, and it's Craig bullied me to come on to say hello. Craig, stop bullying Tim. Tim, long story short, I did an outside live earlier. I didn't go away today because of the weather. Went down to Bournemouth, into the town, on the seafront. The signal kept dropping because it's crap in Bournemouth. I thought, do you know what? I'll do a Tim and I'll go to the pub and go live from there. I went to pub 1, full of people watching women's football. I went to pub 2, 3 blokes having a fight outside. So I thought, do you know what? I know when I'm beaten. I'm coming home to do the live. Came home to do the live, sat down. My neighbour knocked because he wanted to get his car in between mine and another car, so I had to move my car. And I've just literally sat down and Craig's bullied you. So nice to join in, Tim. Hope you well. Hope Christine as well. Do I like the Police? As in the band? Not really. They're all right. Brownie, don't forget my date, end of September. I certainly haven't, I think. Vinny saw Madness last year. Oh, nice one. They're a great band, aren't they? I think it's Suggs, isn't it? The lead singer. I think he's a great showman. I'm so glad I didn't go to the Blackpool meetup. Yeah, Blackpool's just not my thing. That's all it is. I wouldn't have gone all the way to Blackpool. It's a bit of a trek from me, for me to go. Plus, it's getting time off work, and plus, I'm not really. I don't mind meeting up in Tenerife when I'm on holiday with a few YouTubers and all that sort of thing, like we did on St. Patrick's, but I'm not one for going from one end of Britain to the other to meet up with YouTubers. It's just, nah, I'm not that social. Went to ELO a few weeks ago. Oh, nice one, sub. Madness, UB40 and Toya. Oh, nice, Toya, yeah, UB40. Did you see Edinburgh Michael drone problem? Someone called the police. No, I didn't see that. I'm not able to watch Edinburgh Michael's videos at the minute, so I didn't see anything about his drone, unfortunately, Craig. But if someone's called the police, he'd have probably got on camera and it'd have gotten views. That's all that matters. Thank you, Tim. Well done. Perseverance is the name of the game. Boscombe is a trek in your car. How are you, Bobby? Bob, I was up in town about half an hour ago and I was going to do a live at Slug and Lettuce on Horseshoe Common, but there's about half a dozen blokes having a punch up outside. Hope you weren't involved in it. I was going to go live, but they were all fighting down the steps on the street as well, so I thought I can't go live. In fact, driving from the Hop to Nice would be a trek in your car. Are you on about my £400 of fare that's got us to Paris and back 4 times? How very dare you, Bobby? Most YouTubers who do Blackpool hate on the place. They do. So why do they go there? It's the same with Tenerife. It's it's exploited. I feel Tenerife and Blackpool by some YouTubers. Without getting on my soapbox, you know, a lot of the videos that are out there at the minute on both places are just videos slating businesses, and I don't think it's quite the right way. It's one thing sharing your experience of a venue or of a meal or of a bar or of an excursion, and if it's bad, say it's bad. But when you blatantly go out to do it just to get views on your channel and ultimately make money, then it's wrong, and it's sort of exploiting it. You're exploiting people's livelihoods. So as you may have noticed, I've taken a step back from that sort of arena of late, and I'll wait until it dies down and things go back into a more positive circle, and then that's when you'll see me doing Tenerife videos and stuff like that. That's my opinion. I might be wrong. What's new, mate? Not a lot, Bob. Not a lot. Not a lot. Same old. I'm finishing shortly. There's a lot of people who are going over to another live, I believe. Only ever been to 4 gigs. Kate Bush, Robert Plant, Muse and the Specials. Hey, that's, to be fair, Martin, mate, that's not a bad list to have. Not a bad list. I'll tell you who I saw last year, and I was surprised. They were absolutely fantastic. On the same, it was at Victorious in Portsmouth last summer. There was Fatboy Slim was the headliner. Absolutely immense, great set, really creative, proper showman. And before him, I wasn't expecting too much, and they should have headlined Snow Patrol. They were absolutely superb, absolutely fantastic band. If you ever get a chance to go and see Snow Patrol live, go and see them. Absolutely brilliant band. They literally had the crowd in the palm of their hand, and it was a young crowd as well, a very young crowd, and they're absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so that was a good gig. My nephew, Dan, is going to see Paul McCartney. Oh, wow. Whoa, there's another one, yeah. I've seen Paul McCartney, but not actually performing. I saw him in the audience at a Brian Wilson concert about 20 years ago. he was one of the audience members in Liverpool, but he didn't actually get up on stage. But I'd love to see Paul McCartney perform live. Enjoyed watching Kev spending £12 for a pint in Dublin at the moment. He needs to get back to Tenerife. I saw his thing pop up saying he was going to Dublin, and that. He's gone to touristy pubs, has he? I think if Tim's in the chat, Tim will probably agree. Kev will be back in Tenerife in this summertime. What it is, Catherine, in the summertime, he tends to sort of take advantage of where the weather's good in the summer, and he leaves like the Canaries and all that sort of thing to the winter when it's sunny and the videos look nicer. So I think that's his MO in where he organises his locations, I think. So yeah, there we go. Right, all right, guys. Listen, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do the board quickly. Got a proper tea towel tonight, and then we'll let you guys go, and we'll send you over to Dave and Julie, because I think they're either gone live or they're going live. Let's have a look. I've lost my pen. So we only did this last night, JBM. Flipping heck, what are you up to? So last night it was 20 seconds a day. 7766 is the subscribers, so it's gone up by 9 since last night. Very good, very good, very nice. Views 1487848. So it's gone up by about 2,000 since last night. 1487848. And Bosch watch time 128,867. So about another 100 hours since last night has been watched. There we go, fantastic. Right, guys, listen, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for persevering with the Tuesday live tonight. You saw a little bit of Bournemouth anyway. Next week, say Saf's away, I'll be out and about next week going live, and there'll be a late night live. It'll be post 1 a.m. UK time. It'll be after 1 a.m. I don't know exactly what time. It'll be after 1 a.m. It's going to be unmoderated. There'll only be me moderating it. It'll be on StreamYard. I'll put a link up if you want to come in and show your face and have a chat. You can talk about what you want. It's not going to be posting links talking about Tenerife. It's going to be literally talking about what you want. and when that live finishes, it will be deleted, so you won't be able to watch it on catch up. So that'll be one night between now and next Sunday. So it'll be either tomorrow night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday or Sunday. It'll be one of those nights when I come in after one of my gigs. We'll do a late night live, all right? So like a little bit of fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I think Living a Dream, or was it somebody said Living a Dream or live? Go and watch them. And I'll catch you later in the week. Have a great week. Watch everyone's content. Love you all. See you later.